packed up my tent. If you guys are in the market for a new tent, that Eddie Bauer Stargazer tent is phenomenal. It only took me like 3 minutes to pack up. That's crazy. I'm packed up from my tent here at this campground. I have no idea where I am. According to Google Maps, it says I'm in a town called Amot, Norway, and I'm heading right now towards Trolltunga. Well, I guess this evening, but I've got some work to do. I've got some grocery shopping to do for the trek. So yeah, I guess let's find a cafe and get some work done to start the day. It's already 2 p.m. and I've got like a 3-hour drive until the trailhead of Trolltunga, which is like this epic hike that I'm planning on doing this afternoon. So I'm gonna hit the road right now and then I'll get organized for the trek this afternoon from a town called Oda. Man, I'm really bad at names. You guys remember rule number 1 of this vlog? You're not allowed to make fun of how I pronounce things. You can correct me, you just can't make fun of me. I'm very sensitive. I said it was like a 3-hour drive to get to where I want to go, but at this rate it's going to be like a 12-hour drive because it is so beautiful here in Norway. It is insane. Kind of reminds me a little bit of back home in Canada. Absolutely stunning. And if I keep stopping everywhere that's beautiful like this, if I get there by midnight, I'll be pretty proud of myself. This drive's gonna take more self-control than I have because it is way too beautiful here. It is insanely beautiful. And I've like wanted to stop about 14 times already, maybe 15 times for waterfalls and forests and like snow-capped hills, and it's just stunning. I couldn't resist. Here, there's like this beautiful little trail leading into a lake and I wanted to look. I'm too curious. That's my problem. That's why I'm late for everything. I'm too curious. Okay, this is starting to get a little bit ridiculous, but this place is ridiculous. Ridiculous. Remember back in Bariloche, word of the day was ridiculous? Same thing, word of the day is ridiculous. This place is outstanding. So I pulled out the camera gear, just the 6D and a grad filter, and I'm just gonna go walk out here and photograph this because it is ridiculous. And there's snow on the ground, and I'm wearing flip-flops. Okay, no more stops for a bit because I gotta get to Oda before the grocery store closes and before it gets darkish to start my hike. So let's get moving. I made it to the trailhead of Trolltunga, which is the Troll's Tongue, which is where I'm trying to get tonight. But the problem is I'm really late. It was so beautiful, I kept stopping. And then like 3/4 through the drive, I got an email from a potential client asking me to send a proposal that had to be in right now, right away. So that took me like 2 hours. And it's like, I don't know, 8 o'clock. Sunset's in 3 hours, 11 o'clock. And it says it's 22 kilometers, so I'm guessing that's 11 kilometers each way. Yeah, 11 kilometers each way, and it says a 700-meter ascent. So 11 kilometers, 700 meters isn't like an easy, quick hike. That being said, I'm pretty quick, so I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna do it. I think I can do 11 kilometers in 3 hours, even with that ascent. So I guess I better pack up all my gear and get going. Okay, off I go. I saw like a shuttle bus going up, and I'm wondering if I'm doing more hiking than I need to be doing. It seems like there's a road there, so hopefully that's not the case, and hopefully I'm not an idiot. It's 11K up, I think, as I mentioned, as I see more cars go up. Am I doing this wrong? Where's the trail? Turns out that wasn't the trailhead, but this is. I was like really surprised because there was nobody else there, like nobody there. And I was like, hey, I'm gonna have this epic location all to myself. Turns out that's not gonna be the case. Tons of vehicles here, meaning there's gonna be tons of people up there. Luckily, it's the midnight sun, and hopefully some of them are gonna be sleeping instead of shooting pictures at midnight. So I don't know if this means I have a shorter hike now or if it's still 11K, but either way, I should probably get moving. Swarm of mosquitoes. It's like being back in Canada. I guess I'm going up there. That's 1 kilometer down. The trail's much more aggressive to start than I anticipated. It's like straight up. I've gone forward 1 kilometer and probably up 1/2 kilometer. But I think I see the top of the ridge, so I'm gonna keep pushing. I'm at the 2 kilometer mark of the trail now, and it's flattened out a little bit, though I just checked the elevation map, and it looks like it doesn't get totally flat until 4.6 kilometers. And though the trail's flatter, there's so much mud on here that I'm not really making good time because I'm slipping around. I even fell into some mud knee deep. And all this camera gear, man. On my back, it must be 20 kilos. I've got my tent, my sleeping bag, both Eddie Bauer, a change of clothes, toothbrush, toiletries, food for the night and tomorrow. And then I also have my camera body, my GoPro, my power bank, 3 lenses, and I brought my drone up here. So the gear's heavy, but I'm not complaining. I'm loving the exercise, and the views up here are just ridiculous. Word of the day, ridiculous. Kilometer 3, climbing again. But I guess the good news is only 1 more kilometer of climbing. And I'm making really terrible time. So I should probably push on. Just past the 4K mark, which means the hard part's over, which is good because it was harder than I expected. I'm feeling good though, man. This trail is so ridiculous. It's just ridiculous. There's no other word for it. It's so beautiful up here. My mind is just like totally blown by this. I don't think I'm gonna make the Troll's Tongue by sunset because that's in like 45 minutes. And even though it's flatter, there's no way I'm gonna make that
So I'm just gonna keep pushing along. If the light pops, I'll stop and photograph something. If it doesn't pop, I'll just keep walking through the night until I get to the Trolltunga. Let's go.
Punk tries to throw me off a train. We get into a fight and he falls off. Cops ask me why I did a thing like that. I tell them why. For 3 hours I tell them why. They don't believe me.
So I'm like 7 kilometers in, or 6.5 kilometers in. The light was beautiful for a bit, but it was kind of caught in between locations. I've now come to this pass and it's absolutely ridiculous on the other side of this ledge. So even though there's not really good light, I think I'm gonna bust out the camera gear, take off this backpack for a bit, shoot off a couple stills, and just catch a bit of a break. Oh my God, you guys are going to freak out when you see this.
Why? They don't believe me.
Epic light or not, that was pretty spectacular. What a cool spot. And you never really realize how tiny you are in the world or how impressive like the land is around you until you fly the drone. The views from up there were just insane. And I know my sensor's buggered on the Phantom, but it doesn't really matter when you have views like that. It still looks so cool. It's getting kind of darkish, and I guess I've got like 4.5 kilometers to go that way. So I'm gonna stop talking and just push all the way as close to the Trolltunga as I can go. There's somebody camping over there, so I'm gonna be quiet, but I made it to the Trolltunga, which is right behind me. It looks absolutely epic, and hopefully we'll make for really cool photos if the light's good. The problem is, it's really kind of been hard to find a camping spot, so I'm gonna wander around and set up, and I'm gonna call this an episode right now. So I guess I'll see you guys tomorrow as I photograph this crazy location. I'll see you there. Peace.